Microphone check, 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 check. Microphone check, 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 check. Okay, I think the microphone is good. Hello, Mystic Sarah Sarapara. I think I'm gonna need a little tea. We are the guardians of planet Earth. Who was here yesterday? We had a good jam yesterday. Today I've meditated, I think, an hour and a half so far. I think my duty is to complete the 2-hour commitment tonight. I think I could start the stream off with a 20-minute meditation, and before bed I'll meditate for 10 minutes. What do you think about that plan? I like that plan. I'm gonna boil some hot water. So I'm gonna mute. Looks like the water has done boiling. Welcome to Cosmic Wine. I am your brother Mystic Tanet. We're chilling up in here. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Breathing in, following your breath. Breathing out, relaxing your breath. Relaxing. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Hello everybody, welcome home to Cosmic Unwind. We're just doing a meditation to ground my energy. Let me prepare a little tea. Welcome home, Mystic Philippone, Mystic Richard, Mystic Zero. A little silence doesn't hurt it. We all need a little silence. And welcome to Cosmic Unwind. Love your damn self. Some people think meditation is really boring. I used to agree. Until I realized it makes you woke AF. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody want to be woke. And when I say this, like, I'm talking about real wokeness. I'm talking about third eye opening, chakras activating. I'm talking about living your most amazing life. and helping people. What if you had the power to change the world? But what you needed to start doing was meditating to realize it, but you never tried. You know what that means? Meditate. For real. Meditate. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Om. Just relax. Just relax. Relax and just breathe. Just relax and just breathe. Welcome to Cosmic Unwind, everybody. I am your brother Mystic Tenet the Light. In the moment, in relaxation, in love, in joy, in harmony. Doing a lot more self-care, where I realize I need to take care of myself a little bit more. Not that I'm not taking care of myself. It's time to upgrade my consciousness, is what I'm saying. Because if you can upgrade your consciousness, why not, right? How is everyone doing today? The theme for me today is connecting with the medicine Buddha, right? That when you can empty yourself, you can fill it with the energy of healing. Today my theme is healing. What if we can heal somebody through the power of the internet with love? Interesting, right? What if you can actually heal somebody, a good person, a person who does the work? Because if you heal people who are lazy, they will get sick over again. Mystic Zero Affinity says, doing well. The process of self-love still ongoing. The process of self-work never seems to stop, doesn't it? Because love is infinite. That's why it keeps getting more powerful. But at least learning means that you're at least being absorbent of wisdom, being absorbent of love, absorbent of what makes your life better. Today I learned that I had to have boundaries in helping people. Mystic Frogmaster says, I finally really decreased my anxiety and my mindset has changed on life. Tell us about your evolution. And if you're new to the stream, welcome to Cosmic Unwind. I am your brother, Mystic Tanet, spreading positivity, teaching spirituality, teaching wisdom, teaching people to open their mind, teaching our brothers and sisters to live their best life, to enjoy life, to have fun. And sometimes for us to change our life, we have to change our perception of life. If we realize that our mindset doesn't add to our joy, we have to really ask ourselves, is what we're really desiring something that makes us happy? Or does it just look like it would make us happy? Or it should make me happy, but I'm still not happy? Because oftentimes a lot of people follow what they think makes them happy, but they don't even know what makes them feel happy, because they don't know where happiness comes from. And so we look everywhere for this thing called happiness. We look for it in girls, in guys. We look for it in ice cream, in steak dinners, seafood dinners. We look for happiness in a club, at the rave, right? We look for this everywhere we go. And whenever we feel unhappy, we think that changing our external environment will cure everything. If I just move out of this city, my life would change. But the one thing they didn't change inside of them. Everything outside changed except inside. And that when the inside is not fulfilled, it will look everywhere else except realize that they're not happy. Because the moment they look at themselves and they're not happy, they feel shame. I should be happy. I have the girl, I have the money. I have. But the one thing I don't have is happiness. And that hurts. That hurts for many people to see. Welcome to Cosmic Unwind. I know some people are here looking for a card reading. Some people are here because they like being here. We're all here for our own reasons. Today I learned very well to be super selective who I do card readings for. Super selective. Why? Because if the person is not open-minded, their heart is mostly closed. And I'm operating from the energy of love. And it's hard to do work with somebody who don't truly love and trust themselves. Or at least if they don't truly love and trust me, I can see that. But how's everyone doing today? Mystic Frogmaster says, I finally really decreased my anxiety and my mindset has changed on my life. But the question is, have you been meditating? Nobody meditating? Let's see what the cards say today. Let's read the Mystic Frogmaster says, I still have days I struggle, but overall I've grown. I'll be honest, I haven't. It's always in the back of my mind to do it, and I have no excuses for like. So I set aside 40 minutes a day for meditating. And how has your life changed after some 40 minutes a day of meditating? Which is a really high amount, by the way. We're not expecting you to do 40 minutes. We're just saying if you can get 10 minutes in the morning and night, you're doing amazing. 40 minutes is more of a like, you're committed. You know it works and you like it. You know it works and you love it. That's why today I've done a good amount. Mystic Zero Affinity says, well, I have no other responsibilities, so bam. Well, if you have a lot of time on your hands, maybe it's time to make a plan about your future. Welcome home, everybody. I see Mystic Daiju Fuma is here. Mystic Daiju Fuma says, I changed a lot after our last card reading. First, everything got better. He says, first, everything got better, so thanks again for your great help and advice. But lately, my depression came back. It's because the dark time of the year, but still, I do better than during the last year. Happy to be here again and listen to your teachings. Mystic Daiju Fuma, welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while, but lately your depression has come back. So maybe if you keep tuning in, your depression won't come back as much because you'll keep learning wisdom. Okay? What if this dream helps you keep in a high vibration? Stay engaged, because the moment you disconnect, you come back only when your life gets worse. And a lot of people, many times that happens. That's why I stopped doing card readings. So that's why I changed my style of card reading. It's like they only remember you on emergency. But imagine this, you consistently do the work. Every time I am online, I see you are. I'm here. Sadly, I haven't seen you last week's. No worries, Mystic Daiju Fuma. I'm just letting you know that stay engaged. If you need to watch the video on demand, that's what it takes. Because falling back, when depression comes back, it shows that you're in a fragile state right now, and you need to nurture your positivity. You need to nurture your soul. You need to nurture love within you. But, hello Mystic Limit 77. Your consciousness is fragile. You have a little plant right now called the best life ever. You planted the seed, and your sprout is coming up. But then a storm comes, and because you were not around your tribe, you didn't know how to stay above the storm. You didn't know that a storm is coming, so you didn't know how to prepare. But when you stay with your tribe and your community, or at least check in once a week, you know what I mean? Check in once a week, that's all. Because you know what? I'm going away for 5 weeks. So you're actually going to have to really do the work. 5 weeks, I'm going to be in Thailand. But really, it's going to be 6 weeks that I'm going to be gone. Where am I going? To be a monk for I don't know how long, but no longer than 6 weeks. But let's read some cards. What do you think? Mystic Frogmaster says, I'm getting some water, getting in bed, and meditating. It's part of my duties because I grew up traditionally Buddhist, but I kept expanding into a mystic. And I'm evolving from mystic to something else right now, but that's just a title. It's just all cute titles. Keep doing the work. Keep being positive. Keep meditating. Keep looking at how you can be better. And stay away from people who drink alcohol and smoke weed. And if you do those things, realize they're toxic for you. Period. Realize that weed and alcohol, they serve for people who don't want to do the work. That's why they use those things. Instead of healing your issues, just numb your issues instead. Maybe if you do it responsibly, like if you had one drink and you smoked minimally, right? You're a responsible drinker and smoker. But if you drink and smoke, your mystical gifts will not come. And if your sexual energy is ungrounded, your mystical gifts will not come. I'm talking to people who are actually wanting to connect with their mystical gifts. People who want to help the world. People who want to make their life better. People who want to be more positive. People who want to be responsible for their happiness. And if you don't want to be responsible for happiness in a sober way, the thing is, it's okay to do anything if you're not. You can do whatever you want, but don't be attached. That's all. Eat ice cream, but don't be attached to it. Don't be really, like, when you're not doing it and you're dreaming about it, realize you need to reduce the amount and find a healthy balance. Like sex, right? Many people are addicted to sex. When they're not doing it, they're thinking about it. They're wondering about it. They're watching pornography. Think. Right? Many people are addicted to chicken wings. I used to be that person. All I would think about is eating fried chicken wings, and eating meat. I was addicted to eating meat. Like, meat eating, or addicted to sugar. I'm working on reducing my sugar and salt right now. Right. But the main part, we become addicted to thinking too damn much because we don't love our damn selves. When we truly love who we are, we're not gonna allow ourselves to think too much for too long. Breathing in and slowly out. Well, when you live in Germany, there actually are a ton of alternatives to eating meat, but many people, they get offended when you talk about like eating less meat or They get really offended because they have been programmed to eat meat, just like me. And the truth is, eating meat is terrible for your body. It's terrible for your body. And everyone who doesn't eat meat knows that. The only people that eat meat are just the ones who haven't done the research, unfortunately. Most people don't want to see the truth because then every time they eat it, they'll feel guilty. Alright. Of course, they're like, oh, you hippie vegan, says the closed-minded people. And remember this, people. The moment that person gets cancer, they will remember you. They will remember what you say. And it's never too late to change. The correlation between meat eating and cancer is so high that the people who realize this truth just see it. And the people who still consume it are just addicts. Right? Like your culture. Some people have been eating steak and grilled meat since they were born. And like, I'm not gonna do that. But we need the protein. Shut the F up. You haven't done any research on how much protein you really need. You have done no research. That's why you're arguing. Your ego is arguing. You have no scientific evidence. So those kind of people, I don't hang around with. And again, you are at the deepest compassionate level. Something died for you to be happy. Is that really happy? Something had to die for you to be happy. Like a living being. But again, most people don't want to see this stuff. Why? They want to stay ignorant. They want to stay in the matrix. They want to stay in their little bubble. But the more you open your heart, you start to realize, dang. We're not here to be perfect. We're not telling people be vegan. We're telling people realize what you're consuming. I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian. Right? But I'm really aware of what I'm intaking into my body. Why? Because I love myself. I love my brothers and sisters. I love animals. I really love animals. If you ever go up to a cow and you look at it in the eye, you just realize it just wants to be like us. It just wants to be happy. When you look at the chickens and its family, they just want to be happy. I was eating steak every other day. On Tuesday, I would go to Popeyes. On other days, I would go to Saltgrass for lunch. So other days, I would go eat seafood because I had money at that time. So I would just go out eating cheap. I would look for the deals. I was a professional eater. And on some other day, I would go eat sushi. But it would be like really happy hour, right? I would be really good at it. But then when I started waking up to spirituality, I realized if I truly unconditionally love all my brothers and sisters, I need to look at the animals and see them as my brothers and sisters too. Here's my secret. when I see a little fly that's alive in the men's toilet, the urinal, I save the fly. If it's still alive, I don't flush the insect. I save the insect, right? Because I've been taught to have compassion for every little thing. Why? Because they're my brothers and sisters. I just want them to live their life. If I can learn to respect the little fly, imagine how big your heart will grow when you learn to respect and love a little fly. Okay, well, we're not gonna have the discussion of. Well, thank you for your opinion, Mystic Daiju. Let's just end the meat discussion there, because it's like we can justify killing, right? Let's justify murder and killing because it's coming from a small farm and the animal's life was good. That's like saying, let's go ahead and kill our brother here. He had a good life. He was raised correctly. He was raised happy, and then we're just gonna kill him. That's how I see it. They were butchered. They had a great life and they got butchered. Like, okay. Hello, Mystic Genuite. Welcome home. But let's not talk about the animal stuff, because you either woke or you're not woke about the issue. You either woke or you're not. You either seen that documentary or not. You know what I mean? You've either seen. Thank you. You're comparing a human being to a carnivore. That you butcher a whole cow. But again, Mystic Daiju, let's end this. You're either woke, you're either awakening on the issue, or you're asleep on the issue. It's like, why don't you? Here's the thing. Why do people stop? You have to see the other side of the situation. I've been on your side of the situation before. I know what it's like to eat meat. Right? If you don't feel the same way, it's mature to agree or disagree. Yes, I totally disagree. I mean, I totally agree with that comment that I disagree. But that's why I'm moving forward with the discussion, because it's clear that he disagrees, and I'm okay with that. But this is more of a compassionate issue, that's why. And every time we have a discussion around meat eating in here, I'm not trying to get him to stop eating meat. I'm just trying to get people to open their mind a little bit. That's all. Right? Opening the mind slowly. And I get it. When we have been cultured to murder animals, it feels like it's a right thing to do. And we justify it in any way to make it right, just like slavery. But the reason that my third eye opens, the reason why I could do this spiritual work, the reason why the wisdom comes, is because I have raised my heart. I have raised my vibration in my heart. Eating meat to compare with slavery is kind of harsh. Is it? It's not just eat. It's like, but it's okay. That's how. If you're looking at it on a, it's like advocating. But again, when your mind has not expanded and your compassion and your wisdom has not expanded, you won't see it because your mind is still closed on the issue. That's it. So that's why I'm like, let's just move on, right? And that's why I'm just saying, you know what? Some people aren't like to speak bluntly. If you ain't woke, you don't know. If you ain't woke, you don't know. But I'm speaking like this to show you something. I don't have to spend my time talking about this stuff. But I like to, you know why? Because I like to stimulate people's mind to see what they think, to see how they feel. Because I used to be the same way. I would argue, right? But once I actually did the research, I found out the truth. And just because I knew the truth didn't mean I went vegetarian or vegan. I was still eating meat after I found out the truth, but then like every time I ate the meat, I would see what had to happen before this got to my plate. I am vegetarian. I used to be, I was vegan for a while, but I enjoy being vegetarian. It makes me happier to be vegetarian. That's all. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing your best to have compassion. It's about doing your best to be compassionate. Everything has improved because here's the thing. When you become vegetarian, you have compassion for animals now. Before you didn't have it, so your heart is like still closed. But when you realize that animals are your brothers and sisters too, your heart opens a lot more because there's so many animals, and when you cut eating it, your compassion expands. It's like, yeah, I love the planet, but guess what? I still eat animals. Like, oh, something had to cry for me. Ooh. You know? Yep. Yeah, I'm not telling you. Yes. But I have to stand up for what I think. I have to stand up for what I feel has changed my life. Right? And most of my friends who meditate, they're all vegetarians and vegans. Right? My teacher is vegetarian. Everyone around me actually is mostly vegetarian. And guess what they also do? They also meditate. So they're compassionate, they're more intelligent, they're more calm, and they're less in their heads. And they also do a lot less drugs, video games. They woke. Right? No one can force anyone to change, but we can do a good job of advocating our truth. We can do a good job of standing for what we believe. But let's end that talk here. Not trying to get Mystic Daiju Fuma here to stop eating meat at all. I'm just expressing my views, and that to me it's common sense. You know what I mean? It's a common sense. If you want to be more positive, you have to see, is your action creating positivity or negativity? Right? And again, the only reason why I changed is because I started watching a ton of documentaries. Do you think video games are bad? I like that question. Let's change the title of the stream to Are video games bad for you? People are like, what do you guys think? Are video games bad for you? Mystic Limit says, yes, I think. I used to be very addicted to video games. I used to be really addicted to video games. It's funny because when you woke, you start to realize the whole system. That the whole, just a TV screen is already terrible for you because the blue light, and that it was created by the government. And it's also called, what are TV stations called? They're called programmings. Remember this. The TV is called each show is called a programming, which means whatever we're watching, we're being programmed. Right? And the thing is, of course. And I think that balance is the key to everything. But what if you're balancing something that's toxic? It's like you're making it work, but it's really poisoning you. Do you still keep it in, or do you let it go? You know what I mean? It's like, here, let me balance a little poison into my consciousness. But the thing is, it depends on what you desire in life. I used to balance video games. I used to also play video games. But I stopped playing it because I realized that with this, who plays I could just, whenever I was playing video games, I could not just play for 1 hour. It needs to be 2 hours or more. And the thing is, what we're talking about right now is just surface level stuff. We're talking about, this is not even wisdom. This is just basic, like, if you're spending your time doing something that makes your life mediocre, you extend mediocrity. Like, you have to sit and look at your life. Are you fully fulfilled with your life? Do you love your life? Do you feel amazing about your life? You know? And again, the foundation of this stream is helping people have wisdom, right? Helping people feel love. But when we actually talk about real truth, and the truth that I'm talking about here is not going to be popular. That's why I'm here. So let's read Mystic Zach's comment here. Real, he says, I disagree. I think they are very pleasant. Everyone is different, but I enjoy being teleported to another dimension for an hour or two. You have to realize what he's really saying. My body is so exhausted after workday. I'm going to be sitting somewhere relaxing. I might as well be playing NHL. God. Let's look at what he just typed here. Do you see what he just typed? My life, I need to be teleported into another dimension for an hour or two because my life is not that fulfilling, right? My body is so exhausted after a day of work because I'm working so hard when I could be working a job that I'm motivated by and never run out of energy. So for me to relax, I use an escaping tool called video games to get away from my unfulfilling life that I'm really tired from. And because if the video game is the most, is pleasant part of your day, realize that your life can be that amazing. But the more you continue to add this video game pattern to your life, you cannot find your best life ever, right? Again, this is by experience. I play video games for like over 15 years of my life. And it took so long to quit playing video games because most people are addicted and we just don't want to accept that we're addicted. 2 hours out of your day is so much time if you really think about it. Think of the things you could do within the 2 hours. You can do your laundry, you could work out, right? You can have an inspiring conversation. But instead, you spend 2 hours hooked to the screen and you have become a robot. And everyone's doing it. Round of applause, everybody. Everyone's doing it. So I should too. But my friends are doing this. This is what everyone does. But here's the thing. I'm here to tell you the truth, and if you don't like it, that's okay. Sometimes we have to speak like this because if you don't stand up for the truth that helps people, then when we see somebody going towards a way that, when we see somebody that is potentially choosing the life called mediocrity and you can make a difference, it's time to. But if we're talking to somebody who's not ready to listen, we just stop and walk away. Right? We stop and walk away. And the thing is, people that are close-minded, they don't want to do the work. That's why I don't talk to lazy people. People who don't want to do the research. people who don't want to hear the truth, and that's okay. And the thing is, it's not judgment, it's understanding. It starts with judgment because we have to see what is it really doing, and then we have to understand, right? And I'm speaking this way again because we're talking about truth that is breaking your paradigm. If you realize what you're really doing to yourself, changing hurts, right? Right? Thank you. And the thing is, I'm doing this again. And if you don't agree, this, right? You don't have to agree, Mystic Half Sack. Hello, Mystic. Let me go ahead and show some boundaries. Gotta maintain the energy. Thank you for the raid from Mystic Lady Luna Star. We had a talk about eating meat earlier, and a talk about what were we talking about? Video games. Welcome home, Mystic Lady Luna Star. See, Mystic Dragon Knights looks like came from your stream. Today we're talking about truth in here. And the truth is that not everyone will agree with your standards. Not everyone will agree. And that's okay. So let's just clear our energy here, because that's what it takes to do the work. What I love about doing this work is that I just speak my heart. I just speak my heart. The truth is not popular. And that mediocrity, I didn't realize how toxic it was, you know. And this stream is about guiding people to live their best life ever. And not everyone's gonna agree with me, and I'm totally okay with that. And some people won't resonate with you, but do you stop speaking your truth? You stop speaking your truth? But welcome to Cosmic and Wine. Let me ground my energy a bit here. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Breathing in And slowly breathing out. Hello everybody, how are we doing today? And thank you again, Mystic Lady Luna Star, bringing a party of of 13. And shout out to Mystic Lady Luna Star. We were having a deep talk about mediocrity, and I just timed out two mystics. Why? When we're talking about open-minded stuff, the ego can get hurt, right? The ego can get hurt, and that's okay, right? But I have to maintain the energy of the stream a little bit. Have a good night, Mystic Genuite. And we have not cleared the energy yet, so welcome to the energy clearing, so that I can center myself. Mystic Specifico says, I feel like you can't grow personally if your ego is in the way. I feel it's good to have self-pride, but too much ego can mess up your growth. And most people, not everyone wants to grow on the same level, right? Everyone wants to grow differently. Yeah. And that's, again, if you're happy, don't listen to what I'm saying. But if you're happy and you listen to what I'm saying and it hurts you a little bit, then you can leave. That's all. I'm speaking, my goal is to help open people's mind. If I see that some people have been in the box for so long, all I want to do is maybe, hey, let's take a look at this real quick. It can sound judgmental for sure, because you know why? Everyone judges. That's the truth. But not everyone wants to look at both sides of the situation. Somebody can think that their life, but it's just our perception of it, right? Oh yeah, and it is Mystic Lady Luna Star birthday. So, let's see, Mystic Genuine says, I'll leave on a last note. As someone who plans to be a gamer for a long time in their life, I still take on board what you said. It is valuable, and you're capable of making very good points. And most people don't want to listen that I used to be a gamer too. I used to be a gamer too. I used to be a gamer too. But maybe what's the reason I quit? Because my standards have raised, right? So let's clear the energy for Mystic Lady. Oh wait. See, it's statements like that. Here we go. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Probably boyfriend's there too, huh? Happy birthday, happy. Mic check 1 2 3. Welcome to Cosmic Unwind. I am your brother Mystic Tanet. The one thing I never do is not be myself. The reason why this stream is relaxing the way it is I'm just simply myself. And I don't know how to lie, people. And it's okay that you disagree with me. Right? And when I'm speaking, like, it's just like mediocrity is it's fine. There's nothing wrong with mediocrity. But if you're offended that your life is mediocre, right? Or it's a concept that I'm comfortable with because I was mediocre for so long and didn't realize it. And so the more we realize what mediocrity is, it helps free us today. Right? It helps free us. The thing is, I started studying I started studying on what successful people do in their life. What do successful people do in their life? Hello, Mystic Victor, Mystic Genuate, Mystic Morphman. I was like, you know that Oprah Winfrey, she has 6 person in her inner circle? Like her homies, she's got 6 people. It is my ego. Right. And it's okay, Mystic Daiju. Thank you for your love and support. I also would say, yeah, my ego did get in the way. But the truth is that I'm also not perfect, and I'm totally okay that my ego got in the way. It happens. But the truth is, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. No, but the truth is that the Tanet, you don't do single card readings anymore, right? I'm not sure. Right? I started studying what successful people do, and I started like really replicating. Right? And honestly, my inner circle, I have a very limited group of friends. Because when you do the work and you grow, you get The people who will judge you don't get you, that's fine. Just hang out with people who understand you. And the people that don't come to the stream for a long time and they come back one time, right? What I learned from my teacher today is that people will remember you when they're in trouble, right? But if they stayed engaged with you, they may have stayed safe and clear. But that's part of my work too, is reminding people, hey look, when you stay engaged in a loving community, your wisdom will grow. But the moment you grow wisdom and you throw yourself back into darkness, we disengage, right? We're not committed to ourselves. It's like if you meditated for 1 month and it works, then you stop. I did that, right? I meditated for a while and then I would stop. And I was like, why did I stop if it works? I just simply wasn't committed to my happiness. And welcome to Cosmic Unwind. My energy is a little off now. I feel like I'm doing this right now. My energy is a little off because, we talked about the truth about eating meat, the truth about video games, and some people don't like the truth. And I'm okay with that. But they can also go somewhere else and disagree. Because I'm here to maintain the energy of the chat. And it's okay to disagree. And so you can just go ahead and leave. Because when we're on the same page on understanding things, it allows us to go deeper as a community, right? It allows us to be. It says, I know what caused me and what my truth is. Hello, Mystic Status Field, Mystic Victor. Let me light some incense today. I need to take responsibility for my ego. Now I get why it's important to have a strong spiritual community. Because you will be tested when you go out into the real world. Because when you have opened your mind, not everyone else is going to do it. But when you find people who are open, that's what you want to do. This is where you want to go. And every time we have a meat-eating discussion, somebody gets pissed off. Which tells me there's some treasure there that could change people's life. Welcome to Cosmic Unwind. Right? When you start messing with people's diets and meat eating, they get really offended. But that's where I can find my work. If I'm challenged there, it means there's growth that I can have there. Vote with your wallet. Yes, vote with your wallet, but also spread the truth. Right? But the truth is that people are gonna choose to do whatever they want to do. But when you wake up and you find how to open your heart, right? You like, I'm just really passionate about helping people. I'm really passionate about opening people's mind. And I do accept that my ego got in the way today. But the truth is that it's who I am. Of course, each person has, I mean, that's your choice, right? Do you think it's up to you if you think no, it doesn't make you evil. But the truth is that you have to test out, you have to see both sides of the situation, you know? I'm not planning to be vegan. I like to eat meat once in a while. But I have no idea what eating meat really means. Growing animals, killing them. You know, that's why that's why I tell people, hey, look, I used to do the same thing. I still eat eggs, right? I still eat eggs. I drink milk whenever, right? I'm not perfect. But I'm aware, I'm informed, I've learned something. But what? You're welcome, Mystic Lady Luna Star. And shout out to Mystic Lady Luna Star. It is her birthday. I think she's having a party with the boyfriend. Remember, I tell you, if you're closed-minded, just go ahead and exit the stream. If you're closed-minded, just exit the stream. This stream is for people who are open-minded. And I don't mind banning people. Like, people, if you're coming here to fight, just go somewhere else. But sometimes when I see an energy that's here to fight, my third eye is open, right? So what does that mean? My third eye is open, so I already know the intention of the people before they type. I can see their resistance. And when I see people's resistance, is that if you are closed-minded, stay and try to become open-minded. Yes, thank you for your comment. Thank you. Let's see. Tanet, can I get a single card? My intent is to stop playing around with my life. Love and respect myself and others, and trust myself. And the purpose, like the last card, really... I don't know if you're open to readings today. I don't think you need the reading. You already know what to do. My intention is to stop playing around with my life. So stop playing around with your life. Love and respect yourself. You already know what to do. But you need patience. patience. Stay committed to what you're doing and have patience. The card readings are cute. Right? The card readings are cute. He said, I love the birthday song to you, to Lady Luna Star. Mystic, something's no. I feel good. The thing is, I'm clearing my energy from that closed-mindedness, from that talk. Because again, with our third eyes open, and we see your intention, right? We see the intention. But that's okay. Like, I get it. I get that not everyone's gonna agree with me. Right? I get that not everyone's gonna agree with me. But does that mean, right? Like, I see Mystic Scissors energy right now, right? There's some resistant energy, testing energy, a little testing, and that's okay. Mystic Blaze says, what I meant is we can eat meat at the same time and have some respect for it. A chicken doesn't taste the same when we have to bleed for it first and remove feathers. Having my hands in its belly to clean viscera, I can no longer. Mystic Fluid, so can you be open-minded if you're closed off to other people's experience? Absolutely. May love and light treat you amazingly. And the thing is, when you understand that you disagree with somebody, you can still love them, but from a distance, because when you hang around with people you disagree with often, right, you're basically being slowed down. Let's just say the truth here. You slow down your progression when you hang around with people who disagree with you, because when you hang around with people who are on the same page, then you grow, right? Then you grow. That's why I'm very peculiar. I'm very selective about who I talk to. But when I start really talking about the truth, that's when you really see who somebody is. Right? You want to be selective of who you talk to, because there's really a lot of people who say they're open-minded, but they're not. Really, And I'm here for a positive reason. But when your compassion is not high enough to see that something, has to die for you to be happy, right? Or for example, if you told me that video games was poisoning my mind and I was pretty much addicted to it, I would be irritated. I wouldn't be in this stream. So instead of me keeping those kind of people around, I just speak the truth, we disagree, and we move on. Right, we disagree and we move on. But then if they start, expressing things that disrupt my energy of channeling and speaking, I have to show boundaries. I have a duty. And when you express boundaries, like I usually don't have to explain myself because I don't have to. But we're talking about some sensitive issue about eating meat and about, whatever it is. Many people don't understand what it takes to speak the truth. Because nobody wants to talk about sensitive issues, right? Because nobody knows how to just disagree and move on. Some people get irritated. It's about being happy. It's about understanding and staying open. And But then again, my ego did get in the way because the intention of, it was just my ego just got in the way. And so that's why, again, I know when my ego gets in the way, I'm not perfect. And that's why we meditate, people. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. And the truth is, we're having a conversation online. I can't even see the person's tone of voice and body language, right? We're talking about issues of compassion, or the truth about compassion. So I can't even see what energy they're expressing, but I can feel it, right? But it's a lot tougher than you think to do this stuff, talking about things that matter, So, that's a sign for me to relax a little bit. And maybe the tea I drank is just really strong. I drank black tea instead of green tea today. Okay. Mystic Status Field says, I had a recent thing with someone from college. He sent me weird messages saying that essentially I made up my position, claiming it was harder than it is for someone who hasn't worked since college for life. He said, I was wondering if that for me has made things better or worse for them, pretty much slamming them down, as it were. Slamming them down. Let's just relax first here. Ground the ego. Breathing in and slowly out. Breathing in and slowly out. Thank you, Mystic Psychicium and Mystic Affinity. Let's relax a bit here. Psychic I am. And when I saw that, my ego did come up. And I'm okay with it. It's rare that that happens, but it usually happens when we talk about me eating for some reason. Breathing in and slowly out. I think I really love animals. I think I really just love animals. You know, I have a high sensitivity for sentient beings. I think that's the issue. And I think I have a hard time accepting that killing an animal, like justifying killing, is something that's something hard for me to see. You know, it's like a cat. Like, we don't eat cats. Cats and dogs, you know. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and slowly out. Breathing in and out. So for those of you looking for a relaxing stream from the beginning, I have to apologize today. It's a little different. But my goal is still to do some card readings, because that's what we do around here. So I hope there's some people that may be interested. And right now, if you're interested in a card reading, just let me know. How are you doing, Mystic John Nina? What makes you interested in a card reading today? My energy's kind of off, so I'm still debating. I'm still debating if I'm gonna do the card readings, because every time I talk about eating meat, it really it's not even I have nothing against people that eat meat, but it's more like it's about killing. That's what it is. It's about killing. even though life's impermanent. We all just want to be happy at the end of the day, don't we? We all just want to be happy. The stream has been going on for about 9 months now. Hello, Mystic Alexis. 9 months. So I started at the end of January. And this stream has been, I think I need to just go in the just chatting section. Namaste, my brothers and sisters. I'm your brother, Mystic Tanet. Grounding my energy. Had a beautiful conversation to start off with. Mystic Limit says, I know, bro. I seen what they do to pigs. That messed me up for a while. I'm at a point in my life where I'm becoming a healer. Mystic Status says, to be honest, Frivy Fox was talking in her stream about something quite similar, but not really. It was about children more specifically. Yes, I mean, the truth is I'm here as a messenger. I'm just here to spread the truth and spread wisdom. It's not always popular. Right? It's like when you're open-minded, most of your real friends are going to be open-minded. But when you're a leader of a public community called a live stream, your views may not match with them. And some people, they have an energy that's draining. You don't want that kind of energy. And like, if somebody's not on the same page with you and you hang out with them, it's just a draining energy. Right? Just let them go. Just let them go. Right? Because the time that it takes to explain myself, it drains my own energy. Because the thing is, there's no point in explaining your view to somebody who doesn't want to listen. That's how I see it, at least. If somebody doesn't want to listen, why do you, you know? But if someone, so instead, just let them go. And if they really want to be here, they will return it. I've been doing this long enough to detect who is poking, right? To detect whose ego is trying to poke at my ego. But the thing is, they're in my space. So I could time them out or ban them. And so the ego gets hurt. because they're in my space and I could do that. They're in my space, so I have the power to ban or time them out. So Mystic Status Field says, hence why I said the worst thing I feel I have said to someone who wanted to talk is just K cool, but the thing is, if you keep those people around, they drain your energy, right? I'd rather just have them go somewhere else because if they hang around and they're lazy and they don't want to do the work. They don't want to listen to the wisdom. They don't want to. They come once in a while and they only come back when they're in trouble. Do you want those kind of people in your life? Let's just be real. Someone who comes to you when they F up and then they need your help. It drains you. It's like they haven't come to the stream for a month and they come back with issues. Now, the beautiful thing is that there's no other stream like Cosmic Unwind. That's the beautiful part. Because my focus on here is helping people directly. But if I keep helping them, right? No, it was more about... Did he really want to talk, or was he blaming you for being more? No, it was about me eating. I think my ego got hurt whenever someone justifies killing animals. Right? It's like I think that's where my ego is hurt. Right? I'm really sensitive about my purpose is to live to help humans and animals, right? Compassion for humans and animals. Oh, okay. He says, I think one thing that can help you to still have compassion. Yes. And that's what I'm totally okay with. The first thing I had to accept is that my ego came out, right? And I'm okay with accepting that my ego came out. It wasn't the most productive thing. But you know, when I come out with truth, I do not go... Oh no, it was about video gaming. This is the truth. This is the talk. This is the talk right here. Let me just go ahead and copy and paste so that we can learn about what happened, why it happened, and what the heck happened. This right here. This is what I called him out for. But Mystic half sack here, he's not somebody here that he doesn't talk that much. Like I don't remember his screen name at all. Right? I don't remember his screen name at all. But we have to learn from our mistakes. Or we have to learn from... And the truth is, I called him out on it, right? Okay, let me see real quick what's up. But, you know, I also realized that I'm on a video gaming website, okay? I also realized I'm on a video gaming website. It says, to be honest, my hobby is gaming. I love it technically, but I'm not gaming too often anymore than I used to. So let me see what the I think don't... Okay, he says, I disagree. I think I said video games are toxic for your mind. Alright. He says, I disagree. I think they are very pleasant. Everyone is different, but I enjoy being teleported to another dimension for 2 hours, an hour or two. That line is what gets me. He likes escaping. He likes disconnecting from reality. It's going against, like, you know what I mean? Everyone is different. I enjoy being teleported to another dimension for an hour or two. When you're being teleported into another dimension simply means that you're escaping something. You're escaping your life. Right? But that's okay. I think that's where it got me. It's like when my third eye, when I see the word transport to another dimension for 2 hours, I think my ego got triggered a little bit because I realized that's toxic. That's poisonous. Right? Mystic Blaze says, I'm not in the other's mind to judge what they do. I can only tell for me. I've been filling a void in my life with gaming for so long in a very toxic way. But here's the thing, Mystic Blaze. If I used to do that, and you do that, there's a pattern that happens. We're all more alike than different. Yes, he might not notice it, but I would rather speak my heart than to BS people. Like, I like speaking my heart. Because I like truth. I do the same thing, but I just watch people's streams. So you know what I do now? Instead of playing video games, I spend my life helping people make their life better. Alright. But again, it is all choice, and this stream is about waking up. This stream is about awakening. This stream is about wisdom. Not everybody wants wisdom, clearly. Not everyone wants to hear that video games has a high level of toxic consciousness. I shaved my head because I started studying Buddhism. And I'm studying under a teacher. And this teacher is amazing. This teacher is amazing. And this teacher is unreal. The things this teacher can do. And he's really helped me stand for the truth. Because here's the thing. You heard this line before. Mystic Alexis says, but then the same thing can be said about entertainment books. It's going out of your way to experience something different from your life. But he didn't say that. He said he escaped, right? Right? He disconnected for 2 hours, right? But the truth is, yes, you can escape through books. You can escape through entertainment. And that's what video games is, entertainment. You can escape through romantic novels. You can escape through Harry Potter. Or you can be present and enjoy your life while doing it too. I'm showing you this is more intermediate consciousness work. This is intermediate, right? This is intermediate. But if you can't do step 1, love your damn self. The same things can be, because video games, right? Virtual reality, Netflix. But books is a little different. Books is learning. Entertainment is programming. There's a big difference, right? But it depends on what books you're reading. Right? Are you reading a book that's adding value and empowering you? Or are you reading a romantic, or a sexual novel, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. It's about entertainment books. So, but then let's go and see what he really, after that, after the comment where I called, that's mediocrity. If you have to escape your life, it means your life is not that great if you have to do something to escape. That's where he got really pissed off. But the thing is, he hasn't been coming to the stream that much. I don't even know the guy, but I still need to do my work. Right? To me, that's mediocrity. If you have to escape your life for 2 hours through video games to feel happiness, there's something in your life that you can work on. But when you haven't been coming to the stream, and then Mystic Daiju Fuma returns to the stream after how long? Because he has returned back to depression. Again, it's consistent, right? It's consistent. But let's read what let's look at what Mystic. Then after I pissed him off, right? After I pissed him off, what did he say? What did he say? Okay. After I pissed off, he says, my life is very fulfilling. I'm a very talented welder and sheet metal worker. This job requires lots of energy and I love my job. Also a power lifter. This isn't truth. This is opinion. I really hope for a relaxing stream, but you're calling me mediocre. You are extremely judgmental. So that's what happened. But what did I learn from that? I learned that I really like to help wake people up. I have a strong desire to help people realize that they're living in an illusion. That if you're escaping your life through video games, it means that your life, that your vision of your life, there could be more value in your life. I'm not saying stop playing video games. I never told him to stop playing video games. That's the main thing. He didn't see that. What I was trying to get him to see that. He says, I enjoy being teleported to another dimension for an hour or two. That's all I wanted him to see. What's the truth behind that comment? Hello, Mystic Lucid Being. Because if your life is good, you would just be present. But if your life is not good, you're gonna want to do a lot of escape, right? Right. You know, when you smoke weed, you get high for maybe 2 hours. So that's like a video game. Mystic Static says, people use video games the same way they use drugs. It becomes an addiction and bad for your mental health. But it's like other things. In moderation, it's okay if you can control it. You know, when you start playing Call of Duty and you have fun and you're on a roll, I've never once seen somebody be disciplined with playing video games or smoking weed. Right? Have you ever heard a stoner or somebody who's really into smoking weed? I'm just gonna have one joint today. I've limited myself to one joint a day now. Me. But the thing is, I eventually just quit. I was just trying to maintain something I didn't need. Just like video games, I'm gonna limit my video game time to 2 hours a day. But I was asking myself, if I'm reducing my playtime, it means that I'm replacing it with something more inspiring. But here's the truth, people. As I was playing the video games, and I'm winning, I'm owning. It was this game called Star Conflict. Dope game. I don't know where the game is now. It's still on Steam. I was playing it. I asked myself, my subconscious would be talking to me. How is this adding to your dreams? I'm like, what? I'm playing this video game. I'm owning, okay? I'm owning. I destroyed the person. In the back of my head, how is playing this video game adding to your dreams? This voice this subconscious voice would speak to me for like 2 weeks. And then I realized video games was not adding value to my life. It only took away the time I could use to create an amazing life. Instead of playing for 2 hours, I replaced it with finding what I love, with finding my purpose, with meditation, with cultivating my spiritual energy, with aligning my chakras, with opening my third eye, and doing all that. Enough to help make an impact on people's lives. Right? Yeah, some people's purpose is to play video games. Yeah, they're totally. I get it. Everyone has a different, purpose. It's weird because video games is just reaction back and forth. And mentally, its stimulation is confirmed to be the most brain stimulation compared to other mediums. And yeah, I wanted to make video gaming my career, but deep down, I just didn't want to figure out my dreams. I know I didn't want video games to be my life. Like, if you want video games to be your life, are you practicing every day? Are you live streaming? Are you playing at the top level? Or are you just saying that because you don't want to figure out your dreams? You know what I mean? Or are you doing that because you're stoned and you usually play up Call of Duty when you're stoned, right? Mystic Status Field, I love this comment. Whilst it has potential to improve some people for learning skills, awake your brain from sleep, perhaps, but at the end of the day, it's not the most constructive. Why build a house in The Sims instead of, if you have the ability to make a house yourself? I also want to tell people that, that winning on video games oftentimes mean losing in your real life. Because with that 2 hours on video games, you could be at the gym getting a sexy body. And then you would get real, and then you would really feel connected to your body, right? Or you could spend that time meditating. Or you can spend that time playing video games. All I do is my best to get you to see, okay, he's not saying stop playing video games. He's just saying realize what it's doing to you. That's all. Realize what video game is doing to your consciousness. Right? Like, let's say you decided, you know what, I'm gonna reduce my video game time and I'm gonna go to the park and play basketball so I can meet some real people instead of having to talk to them on video games. Right? And again, I know I'm on Twitch talking about why you shouldn't play video games, or the hazardous, how video games can be bad for your health. I know that's what I'm doing. Welcome to Cosmic Unwind. But I found that the most toxic video games are phone games. Holy. Because you have it with you all the time. Like when you have a console, Twitch is a video. Yeah, that's true. Like when you have a console, you can't take it everywhere with you. Right? And what I'm really saying is that and I love it is an addiction. It's called instant gratification. You get really stimulated when you're on your phone, right? And it's designed that way. That's why phone games, they're on like cooldown, so that it gets you to be on the phone more. But you can reduce the cooldown by doing some, right? It keeps you coming back. But if you do more stuff in the game, you can reduce the cooldown, so it makes you on the game forever. Right? And so when you get really bored of video games, you're on Snapchat now. Right? And when you get bored of Snapchat, you're on what? Instagram. And then you're checking to see if anyone has responded to your snaps. Then you go check if your game is on cooldown, and then you go check to see if there's somebody on Instagram that liked your photo, so you can get instant gratification, right? But then your Instagram is connected to your Facebook, so you go and check on your Facebook if anyone likes or loves your photo, and then it's also connected you to your Twitter. So then you go on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Clash of Clans, and you have been doing that for the past 4 hours while at college, while at school, while at work. And that even though you're at work, you're so addicted to the phone that you go take dumps, that you go to the toilet on purpose to go relax and play video games. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting you know, be aware. I just want you to be aware. I just want you to be aware what it's really doing to you. And guess what? When you're on your phone all day like that, you have missed most of your life. You have missed the beautiful sky. You have missed the birds flying through the window. You may have missed your potential soulmate sitting right next to you because you're just playing on your video game. You may have missed a new job, a new career, because you have been disconnected from the moment. You may not see your mom or dad coming home. You may not know how you feel. You may not know that you're escaping your emotions. Because you've been in your head all day. You forgot, yeah. You forgot you have family. You forgot you have a cat. Right? You forgot you have a dog. And your dog begs for you to go run, but all you do is play Call of Duty, Apex. The one thing I don't like to do is be on my phone. I only use it when I need to. I feel really weird when I'm on my phone because I'm missing what's here. The truth will set you free, or you'll just be pissed off. He says, are you gonna do tarot readings tonight? I'm not sure. I feel like my energy is off for reading, that's why. Let's see, Mystic Caesar. Yes, that's missing. He's been following since July 26. People are much more interesting than phones. Yeah, today I think I'm just gonna relax. I learned that when people have not been coming to the stream, and they don't know what the stream is about, they can get offended easily. But to be honest, I was not humble at that time. I could have been more humble, but you know what? When I find out the truth, like when I find out the truth on my own, when I have done enough, I have been playing video games since I was a kid. I know what escaping through video game is. It's one of the most toxic things I'm so glad I got over, that's why. I mean, my first console that I remember playing was the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country. Right? That's the one but I was playing video games at a younger age. And now I don't play any video games. Right? So whenever I tell people these truths that break their paradigm, like the things that I'm saying to people, it breaks their bubble. It pops the bubble a little bit, you know? Because whenever you see something and you can help people, not everyone will be receptive. But the thing is, I need to work on my delivery too. At that time, I just had a lot of energy in me. Let's see, Mystic Status Field said, Mystic Status Hay said, very few people would be thinking about their phone from that perspective. But yes, I agree 100% with you on that. Tech does pique my interest, but I am also aware of the disconnect with people due to the technology within the past 20 years. And it's funny because he was looking forward for a relaxing stream. I gave him something else. But do I regret it? No, I don't. Because sometimes you need to use your ego to help people see something. But always remember to stay humble at the end of the day. And the way I humbled myself, well, I just accepted that was my ego. And I don't regret it. I just want to hang out with open-minded people. Have you ever got into No, because astrology is very mental. It's a lot. I mean, I got into it a little bit. I could really learn a lot about it. But instead, I went a different direction. Yeah, exactly. Mystic Status Field says, if you wanted perspective, the Nintendo console and Apollo 11. The console had more processing power than the equipment out the man on the moon. Hello, Mystic Laidback Guy. We have had a dynamic stream, to say the least. And Mystic Lucid Being says, you can be more humble. You can be more humble or came at a different direction, but you know how you felt strongly, so you said it, I'd say. Here's the thing, Mystic Lucid Being. It's better to be yourself and let things come out organically so that you can learn. I learned that I could be more humble. I didn't like feeling my ego come up. It didn't benefit both parties. But it's teaching me a lot. Mystic Blaze says, it does sound judgmental to me sometimes when you say lazy, mediocre, but if I'm honest, I have to admit why I don't like to hear it and face my crap. Besides, if that was off, I wouldn't have taken it personally. No one wants to hear the word mediocrity and lazy, alright? Here is Mystic Morphman. To your point, Tenet, the other night I was turning my car around and had to go through a crosswalk. I didn't see anyone because there was someone wearing gray and very dark. I almost hit him, but he was already most of the way though. Why didn't he see me and the car? He was looking at this phone. Going through it at night, I managed to stop in time. Beautiful. Did you hear about there was a police officer in Austin, Texas? She was on her way home. When she returned home, she saw a man sitting on her couch. She shot the man dead. it turns out she went to the wrong floor and murdered an innocent man. But the family of that innocent man forgave her for her ignorance. That was a crazy story. I was like, dang. Shoot. Dang. Be present, people. Be present. Let's see. Mystic status. We look back at it as ancient, dated, and horrid. 20 years later, they now look like interactive movies. Interestingly though, a study between gamers and non-gamers, 80 to 90 couldn't tell what was real and fake. Gamers could tell. But is the technology that disconnect people? Even before technology, people had disconnects from each other for any reasons. It's more about the want to connect than the excuse for not connecting. And the thing is, they say that human beings are social creatures. A lot of times we have been disconnected from our culture because we have become I think it's called globalization. We're so connected that we feel disconnected. Like we can talk to somebody in China right now. We have that ability. But we're disconnected from the person in the room next to us because of this information, because of this mass technology growth. Right? We can explore and travel the world. But yet people are really still interested in virtual reality. Some people like virtual reality more than their real reality, right? I see. Mystic Hayes says, I would say most people are scared of rejection, and it's much harder to be rejected by technology. There's actually been study on people telling robots their deepest secrets and trusting them more than other humans. Sometimes people just need to be heard. Because they don't know that they can talk to themselves. They don't count themselves. Because if you believe in yourself, you can counsel yourself. If you believe in yourself, you can get yourself through it. If you trust yourself, you can get yourself through anything. But when you don't, you just need somebody to just listen. Mystic Blaze says, what are we connected to? What kind of truths are we living in? Trying to pretend our life is better than it actually is. Pretending our life is better than it actually is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What is that called? There's a term for it, right? Where you look like you're happy on social media. Oh, it's called your social image, right? And you know, when people take selfies, they're like, but then like when they're done with the selfie, it lacks genuine, right? But we're judging right now to understand what people are doing so that we can make an why are people doing that? Right? Why are people disconnect? Why are people doing that? They don't know who they are. They have been programmed by societal programming. Because you know, let's just face it here. Cute selfies and good phones make money. Better apps makes money. It makes money for the app, it makes money for the phone, it makes money for the phone company, it makes money for the phone repair, right? Instagram, it makes money for fashion companies, for businesses. It makes money. Follow the money. Right. You know that within a girl's magazine, like a fashion magazine, I think they saw that like 80% of the magazine is just ads. It's just ads. There's no like, there's very limited article in there. The programming comes from trying to sell something, right? They're trying to get you to think that what you are is not enough. Who you are is not enough. You have to buy more. Right? You have to look like that girl. You have to look like that guy. This is what girls like. This is what guys like. You have to take the duck face photo. You have to show a little bit more cleavage when you take the photo so that people like it more. And you have to edit your photo to make your breasts look a little bigger. You have to make your gut look a little smaller. Why? People don't know that they can be themselves. Because we've been programmed to think that who we are is not enough through all these ads, through all these movies, right? Mystic Status Field says, so here's a thing I do. Not super often, I find it difficult to get into the zone. If I ever needed to get something off my chest, I'd speak. I'd speak to the copy I have of someone in my mind. Yes, it's called visualization, but it's not an entity or myself. This is a little bit more intermediate consciousness work, right? I asked how and who started us off on the cycle of not looking at ourselves. Yeah, this is called intermediate work of consciousness. So today I drank black tea. Black tea makes me really in my head. And it makes it harder for me to keep my ego grounded when I drink black tea. And it was strong black tea. And that's happened before. That's the funny part. Mystic Status Field says, subconsciously, I never thought about them as being a part of me, even if I created a copy of the person in my mind to get certain things off, if this makes sense. It's called visualization. Let's say you and somebody hate each other. but this person lives in another state and you can't really talk to this person. Or maybe this person passed away. You can visualize them forgiving you. And you can visualize them right next to you, and you guys agree. And let's say you eventually meet this person, your energy with them will be more loving. We are connected. We're deeply connected. But today, let's just say I am a little sad that my ego came up. A little disappointed that my ego came up. But it's okay. Because somebody had to say the truth. Somebody had to speak up, and but I know to stay more humble. I know to take responsibility. And it's because I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled with having a bunch of really open-minded people around me. You guys, there's a lot of really awesome open-minded mystics in the stream, but when one closed-minded person comes into the stream and resists and blocks, I'm like, what's going on? When you meet one, the other one comes, and the other one comes. Law of attraction. And then the ego party bus starts, right? And that's what happened. So when I timed out those two people, I stopped that cycle. And Mystic Daiju Fuma has been coming to the stream quite a bit, but his work is not consistent, and I had to change my angle of approach with him. But the other guy, no regrets. But I do feel like doing a card reading though. For the stream, I want to learn what happened today through the cards. What happened today? It says, let's see what the cards say. No. The thing is, if I feel bad energy from you, I will call you out. Oh no, I won't call you out. I'll let you know somehow. I feel bad when somebody doesn't connect with me and comes with a problem right away. I can tell they don't do the work, and they only come to dump the bad energy around here, and then they go back to the same thing and they repeat. And look, and yeah, Mystic Lucid Being, your energy has been better for sure. Mystic Daiju. So here's what he said. I am sad that you have timed me out. I have not said anything bad or false or aggressive. I thought you're open-minded, but that action you showed me, you're not. Sorry, bro. You have to learn a lot more before you start to guide others. I guess you will learn some of it on your 5-week vacation and remember my words later. Enjoy your time with Tanet. I'm out, see ya. You say it's okay if we disagree, but I was timed out for disagree. Yeah, I was timed out because your ego was hurt. LOL. But here's what he said earlier. The comments don't even go back that far. Yeah, mystic lucid being, your energy has been more grounded. Right. Mystic good enough for a poke says, I knew the meat and the main thing about Mystic Daiju Fuma, he's lazy. He's been coming to the stream for so long, and then he stops and then he comes back when he has issues. Hey bro, can I get, like, you know, like he comes. And so those kind of people, like, hey, I'm in depression again. I'm returning back to depression. You ain't been coming to the stream. So for me, it's like, okay, because who's gonna support it? Like, there's not many streams out there that will read cards for you, that will guide meditation, that will give you the resources. And if he can find it, great. I'm glad I can help him. He's always welcome back, but I have to show boundaries, right? I have to show boundaries. Hello, Mystic Valors. Because if I don't speak like that, they will continue being lazy, and they come back when they're depressed. They come back for the meditation. They come back for the high of cosmic unwind. And they don't make a change. And a lot of people, it's hard to understand what I really do. It's hard to understand what I see. I'm really sensitive because my third eye is more open than ever now, because I have a real teacher who's really powerful, helping me, guide me, right? Let's see. Mystic Bliss says, you are often very straightforward and it might not be easy to hear it, but I guess I prefer that than being comforted in what I'm struggling with. He says. Mystic Good Enough says, I understand they want you to do the work for them. That's why I have to have boundaries when it comes to card readings. And if I see somebody going back to their old ways, and I see them abused, like if I feel abused, if I feel someone is using me, that's when my boundary comes up. So today my boundaries came up, right? Because if I'm nice all the time and I let people will use me and abuse me. And if you don't show boundaries, you will end up doing 28 card readings in one stream. Right? I think it was almost 30. By the end of that stream, I was miserable. I couldn't believe I could do that many cards, but I just kept going and going and going and going. But what makes me sad is some people, they come 4 days in a row for a card reading. 4 days in a row. Are they doing the work? if I read the card for them for a 5th time, do you think they're gonna come for a 6th? Absolutely. So everything that I do is from experience and from guidance. And I know how to use my ego really well. I know how to use it, right? I know how to get people pissed off so that they can do the work. Let's just be real. What are some, Mystic Leon Main says, what are some techniques for self-love? That's a beautiful question. Meditation, focusing on your breath, committing to your breath, committing to being more positive, and when you're negative, just commit to positive. Yoga Leon. Yes, yoga helps. A way you can love yourself is to not look outside of yourself for love. Don't look for love in relationships outside of you first. Have a good relationship with yourself before you go out looking for love. Right? Love who you are. Forgive yourself. Because sometimes we forget to forgive ourselves. We forgive everyone else but for ourselves. Mystic Valor says, I like doing yoga so I can be in unity with my body. Mystic Good Enough for a Poke says, being grateful. He says, being grateful is the biggest thing that's helped me. Mystic Lucid Being says, how to piss me off to do more attached. How to piss me off to do more attached to the spiritual side than I am already. How to piss me off to be more attached. How to piss me off to do more attached. To be more attached to the spiritual side. So you want to commit more to your spiritual side, right? Well, you have to realize what being spiritual really means. Oftentimes when we think about being spiritual, right, we have like this thing, there's a spiritual ego, right? Like how spiritual people should be, how they should look, how they should dress. It's very mystical. It's just genuinely loving yourself. I don't want to, my goal is not to piss anyone off, okay? My goal, right? But I can tell when I piss somebody off, and that's a rare moment. I could tell. If you don't do the work, like here's the thing. If I didn't admit my ego came up, I would be in pain. I felt pain, but I didn't suffer. My ego came up, I didn't like it. But now I can't lie and say my ego didn't come up. That's a lie. My ego came up. I accept that my ego came out and I'm okay with it. But now if I lied to myself that my ego didn't come up, I would be suffering right now because I would be carrying my shame. My ego came up. I'm a spiritual teacher and my ego came up. Good night, Good night, Mystic Morph Man. Mystic Valor says, but you like being very mystical, right? The truth is, a lot of people just, I'm seen as, I call myself Mystic Tanet, so there's an ego of like, hey, mystics don't do that. Right? But the truth is, being mystical is just spiritual, and what is spiritual? It's genuine love. Right? It's genuine love. And that genuine words came from my heart. Mystic Lucid Being says, I do the work, but I can honestly say I could do more, but I have to do that myself. I don't think you can piss me off to make me not do it at any time. And the truth is that if you have a lot of wisdom already, the power is in your hands. But now if you still need to escape using video games and you don't know that there's an issue by escaping, right? There's a reason why I don't watch TV, guys. I watch YouTube, but I become aware, right? There's a reason why I don't use Instagram very much. Actually, I don't use Instagram or Snapchat. I just use Facebook because I needed to. Somebody asked me to return, right? Right. Thank you, Mystic. Is it Lindy? Thank you, Mystic. It's bombing time. Mystic Nashia, Mystic Psychic I Am. And shout out to Mystic Lady Luna Star for raiding me. She raided me at the peak of my ego. And my energy was like grounding. So happy birthday to her. But at least I did a beatbox happy birthday song to her, okay? Happy. Mystic Lady, I don't think she's here anymore, but when she came in, my energy was not grounded. So I don't know if she's still streaming. I don't think so. But hello, Mystic Lydia Smith from YouTube. Nice to see you. And thank you, Mystic Red Fox Running. The one thing I can't do is not be myself. And that in my real life, it would be a rare moment to meet somebody. I wouldn't even talk to, if you're close-minded, I wouldn't even go near you. Unless you were meant to talk. Because you can tell when you have deep intuition, you can tell who's not meant to be in your life, and all you do is just not. You just say hi and you run. Just kidding. You say hi, but you keep your distance from people who are close-minded. You love them from a distance because you know that They got some work to do. But you can still love them. Right? But now if they're your homies, if they're your really close friend who's not doing the work, and you've been doing the work, and they're still in your life, it's time to find some new friends. It's time to make an exit if you're around people who are lazy. Right? Can I have my grass emo now? What? Grass emo? How do you learn to love from a distance? It's so hard to show compassion to certain people sometimes. I know what you mean. But that's the challenge. If you can learn to find compassion in everyone that you need to love from a distance, you get closer to them, because it humbles you to love people, right? It humbles you to love people. Like, I can say, like, the people that talk bad about me, I could say that I love them because they're my teachers. They teach me who I am. They teach me, do I make any regrets? No. They teach me that what I believe in, but I'm just grateful that they were honest to me about how they feel. And that they teach me I don't like closed-minded people. And I don't need them in my life. But if they're in my life, they teach me how to open people's mind better. How to help people open their mind is to not talk about me eating in a public setting. Right? There's a lot of closed-minded people on Twitch. That's why our community is different. Right? Our community is completely different than other. I'm not here to just get you to relax all the time. I realize I need to take a break from card reading from time to time and talk about wisdom. Because everyone expects you to do the same thing over and over, but they ain't doing the work. They come here to. But the people who like doing the work, they will always come back and do the work. And what is the work? Learn to make yourself better, love yourself, stop looking for love outside of yourself, and love yourself first. Right. Let's see. Hope I didn't miss any questions here. He says, Mystic Lucid Being says, would it be better? Yes, but to force something as important as living peacefully and good energy, it will never be the way it should be. It takes time to clear the mind and balance your energy as such. I agree. Let's see. Mystic Leon says, do you still force connections with your family? No. Forced connections never work. And if you have to force connection with people, you simply don't need to connect with them. Unless they're your coworkers or your family. And it's not force. If you want to learn to connect with your family, you have to learn to connect with yourself first. Okay? Mystic Status Field says, so a question came up tonight for me in my mind. How my friend is doing. We haven't spoken since February. He told me he felt we had a falling out, but whilst we can be friends, but he wanted to be distant, to move on from me and the location where we grew up. Sort of. We didn't grow up together. We went to the same school for 8 to 9 years. Whilst we are out of contact, we both failed each other. We needed each other in support. It is a lot of people still believe we are in contact because to me, he was my only friend. And if you truly are meant to be each other, you will do the work to maintain the friendship. Relationships take effort. But the truth is that if you're running into this kind of issue, it means you need to connect with your friend. If he was your only friend, you have to learn to be with yourself. And that sometimes the best thing to do is love yourself. And to me, this friendship sounds codependent. It sounds very codependent, like you're needy of each other's presence, even though it's like we should be connecting, we're best friends. But we're growing out of each other, but we don't want to accept that because we feel weird because we're best friends. There's an attachment to this thing called the best friend ego. But we're best friends, we should still connect, right? It takes effort to maintain it, to maintain a level of connection. And sometimes you grow out of each other. You don't have time for each other. But if you find a way to make time for each other, then your friendship would be amazing. It's okay. Realize that you guys are codependent. And sometimes it's just good to give you guys, just have a talk. Hey look, I noticed that we're talking less. I still love you. And I will always be here for you. Just because we don't talk doesn't mean we don't love each other. It's not like, now a romantic relationship would be different, but a friendship, yeah, check in from time to time, text from time to time. But as you grow, things change and you have to evolve. You can't grow and be the same and expect the same energy. You mature. If you have done your best to make the friendship work and it doesn't, let it go. There's just a lot of codependent energy, and that you could be free. You know what? Mystic status field. Let's do a card reading for your friend. For your friendship. What's going on with your friendship? I'm just curious to see what comes up. Because I feel more grounded now because the energy is clear now. Yeah, my ego is grounded. Do you see numbers a lot? All the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1. Alright. 5, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3. It's happened so much that it's just kind of like normal. It's normal. Let's just say it, you know? But the truth is, when you do the work and you're doing a good job, then you become alignment. The numbers start to show up. Or numbers add up to 9. Numerology, you know? Let's see, it says he himself was diagnosed with a heart condition and had 2 operations. For me, I was going to throw it out there. He says, I was both self-harming and suicidal after pretty much being isolated during an accusation, and I was arrested for it. So myself, I wasn't able to focus, and it's silly. I'm the one who worried about my future that could change one day, whilst he was dealing with the deadly version of a heart condition. It looks like you're having a spiritual awakening, Mystic Status Field. Stasis Field. Let's see about your friend. We already know, but we're just gonna do it for fun. Show me about Mystic Stasis Field and friend. What's up? It says here, you are so codependent on each other that you're blocking each other from having potential soulmates. Like a relationship. Your dependency, your codependency on each other is blocking you from a potential soulmate or girlfriend or somebody that you would love to be with because you are attached to each other for whatever reason. And you can still remain friends, but be light and have fun and stop having such a big expectations on what best friends should do. There's too much expectations and not enough fun going around. Reduce the expectations, have the talk about reducing expectations, say that I love you, but things are changing, but let's continue to connect in a loving way. You're maturing as friends. It doesn't have to end. It can evolve. It says here, you're becoming more spiritual. You're becoming more spiritual. Your friend's not sure what he's becoming. Your friend's becoming more spiritual too. But it's hard to be spiritual when you're worrying too much. realize that both of you just want to be happy, and that there's an attachment to each other, and that your attachment to each other can limit you from your potential growth. It says here, you're moving forward, but he's making your boat heavy. He's making your consciousness heavy. Realize that you are both on the same boat and he's weighing you down and not rowing. Tell him what's happening is that you are gonna part ways. You're gonna be paddling next to each other. You can go anywhere you want, but you're paddling near each other, but not on the same boat anymore. There's two boats now. He can jump in when it's a good time, but he has to realize it's okay that you're on different boats. And you can paddle back to each other when you need to. You're growing. He's growing. One more. It says here, you need to ground your energy. Have a loving, peaceful talk with him, and just agree that you both just want to be happy. And that's the end of the reading. Okay. Any question? I give you any question. You're welcome, by the way. If you have any question, this is that time. Mystic Valor says, thank you for the good reading. I also have a very close friend, and everything you said also applies to our friendship. If you don't know what to say, then you don't have any questions. And you're welcome, and I'm glad to help. From time to time, Mystic Status Field says, I don't know what to say. I started slightly crying as well. Before we get to Mystic, let's see, why did you started crying? Because you're growing, darling. You're evolving. You got wisdom now. And you already know that you're meant to part ways. And you're coming into peace with it. It's almost like it's time. And you know it's time, but now that I'm telling you, it's becoming clear that it's time. Okay, last question. What is your let's see. Is it worth talking to the Scorpio again? Not sure who Scorpio is. We need a name. Let's see. Is it worth talking to Christian again? Another love question for Mystic Lydia Smith. Let's look at Mystic Christian, Mystic Lydia's friend. What's up with that? It says here, it's not worth it because there's too much ego involved. There's too much people. You're looking for external beauty. You're looking at somebody's cute because you forget yourself. Like you want the hot guy because you don't realize you can love yourself. You want the cute guy because you don't realize you can love yourself. And you hear other girls talking about Christian too. And you said, is it worth it to go for Scorpio again? You're going back because you have not learned your lesson yet. You're asking this question. Why is she asking this question again? Why is she wanting to go back to Christian again? There's a disconnect in your family, darling. You need love from another man because you didn't get that love at home. You didn't get that support at home. Okay? Love yourself. Connect with your family. Forgive your family. Okay, hello Mystic Tygo. You got time for one more question from Mystic Lucid Being. And remember, exes are exes for a reason. Ex-boyfriends are ex. Don't just go back for the sex, okay? Please don't just go back for the sex. It's not worth it. You're draining your energy every time you just hook up with someone for sex. It's really that bad, but most people don't realize. Like, it's a sacred thing, right? What is your favorite? I really like purples. Every chakra is sacred. I'm using a deck called Gaian. I love purple. I love white. What color do I have around my room a lot? I love like deep blue. Basically, I like the third eye and the crown chakra. I like lapis lazuli crystal. That's my favorite crystal. Lapis lazuli, if you know what's up with that. Okay, that's like, when I first got into spirituality, I was instantly drawn to this crystal, and it's the name of the medicine Buddha. It's crazy. In Buddhism, the medicine Buddha is literally called lapis lazuli radiant Tathagata medicine Buddha. I had two. I gave one to a close mystical friend and one to my mystical teacher. But my plan is to get a whole mala bead of lapis lazuli. It doesn't cost too much, 20 bucks. But it does take a month to ship. I'm really inspired by the medicine Buddha right now, so. Dia tangun bikanze bikanze ma bikanze rajasamud gate soha. It's such a mystical stone, you know? But I would be happy with just clear quartz. A big obulus of clear quartz would be enough. Yeah, Gaian, thanks, the Baxa. Yeah, if you're into lapis lazuli and you like that, bam. My throat chakra has been active lately, especially my physical throat, because I've been speaking. Realize that when I'm speaking in a soft tone of voice, I'm singing all the time. This is right. And especially if I do this, it really puts a lot of pressure. I'm overusing my throat chakra, which means that I'm gonna have a good time taking a break. I need to meditate on stream a little bit more. Before I go, I'm open to one more question, and if no one has a question, I will leave. It's like somebody wants to ask a question, but they need to just have their gut, you know? They just need to speak their heart. Somebody's been holding on to a question because they think they're in their heads. Just ask the question. I become a monk officially on November 9th. So after November 9th, you may not see me on here for a while, or I may be streaming on my phone. Let's see. What is making me feel better is getting my past off my chest, by getting my side off my chest without stepping into other people. How to break negative cycles. Throat singing sounds like didgeridoo, and that's why I do it. I love didgeridoo. I get better for like a week, then go back to bad habits. Dear, my dear, you're looking for community. You need a little spiritual support. You need other practitioners around you that you can see if you want to upgrade your consciousness. But let's draw a card for you here. It's asking how to break negative cycles. I get better for like a week, then go back to bad habits. Let's see what's in store for Mystic Fluid Soul. It says here, look for ways to commit more. Explore more how to stay committed. How to stay committed. Right. The negative cycles don't break because you need to replace them with positive cycles and stay committed. But now you need to learn how to do that. What tools? How to schedule? How to think? How to ask better questions? But show us a little bit more. It says here, you have to let go of your ego by calling it out. Like when you see that you're in a negative cycle, see that you're doing that and take action. Every time you catch yourself repeating that cycle, call yourself out and make the change on the spot. And that negative cycle will slowly dissolve. But commitment is still your key. Is this for real? It says here. What's a better question? Give him a clear tool. You need to find a sacred space where you can center yourself like a forest. Hello, Mystic Vase. We're at the end of the stream right now. How about a final message for Mystic Fluid Soul? Hang around people with a big heart who fly high and stay humble. It won't look perfect. Today I wasn't perfect, but you saw. It's about me calling myself out that my ego was in my way, and taking responsibility for your happiness. How do you identify where to focus your work when it isn't obvious to yourself? Meditate. For real. Center yourself so you can hear yourself. Sometimes we talk too much and we don't hear ourselves. But it happens. So what do? Slow down like I did today. I was in my head. I grounded myself. Take responsibility and make the change. Mystic Status Field says, I forgot to mention my friend was the same one who supported my channel in infancy, so I feel somewhat guilty because I can't just repay that in the past given how cloudy the last year was for me and the channel. You're welcome, Mystic Fluid Being. Fluid Soul, excuse me. So I'm throwing it out there. Thanks, Sos. I'll drop a line, but don't. Well, it's about expressing yourself. And this is the end of the stream. What a dynamic stream for me. I think we did a lot of... What did you feel? How did you feel about the stream today? Dynamic, huh? Dynamic, huh? Thank you for being here, Mystic Good Enough for a Poke, Mystic Lucid Being. What you saw today was me taking responsibility for my ego and my happiness. Thank you, Mystic Zero Affinity. And I think maybe the just chatting section will fit the tarot card reading better. And remember, sometimes our ego goes off because we're meant to let go of some people in our lives. Okay? And thank you so much for believing in me. And thank you so much for keeping your mind open. And as you clearly see, I'm doing my best and it's not perfect. But my best is good enough for me. But sometimes my best is not good enough for other people. But that's not my problem. That's their problem. Because you know what? I love myself enough to forgive myself. And some things are meant to happen because they're meant to happen. I love you. Be the change. Meditate. 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 Spread the love. Namaste. Thank you, Mystic Yonslot. Thank you, Mystic Valors. Mystic Zero